What's up, everybody? Hello and welcome to Not Your Average Meta, an MTG Commander channel dedicated to bringing you decks and commanders you wouldn't normally find in your average meta. This week's video is brought to you by our new channel sponsor, International MTG. If you're looking for competitive pricing on your favorite MTG cards old and new, be sure to check out the International MTG store and TCG Player, link in the description of this video. This week on Not Your Average Meta, we're bringing you the second to last game to close out Season 3. We'd also like to shout out our second full-time channel sponsor for Season 3, The Hobby Horse. If you're ever in the Central Illinois area, be sure to stop in to check out the store as well as saying hi to Martin. This week's matchup features Martin running it back with his Boros commander General Ferrous Rokiric, Patrick returning this week playing Purphoros, God of the Forge, Falgar playing his Ravenous Rhino deck being led by Ghired, Conclave Exile, and Foil back again playing his zombie-loving commander Ghoulcaller Gisa. Now that we have our fighters, let's step into the Thunderdome and see which deck will come out on top. Turn 1, Patrick plays a mountain. Fog plays a forest, and then Foil plays a swamp before paying 1 for a Foulmire Knight, while Martin plays a command tower. Patrick plays a Cur Keep, while Fog plays a basic plains before paying 2 for a pair of Swiftfoot boots. Foil plays a snow-covered swamp before paying 2 to foretell a card and passing his turn. Martin plays a mountain for turn and then casts a 10th District Legionnaire before going to combat, swinging at Fog, dealing 2 damage. Patrick plays another mountain and then passes. Fog then plays a forest and also passes. Foil plays another swamp for turn, then pays 3 to cast a Murderous Rider. Martin plays his Sunbaked Canyon for turn, then once again attacks Fog for 2 damage. Martin then pays 3 to cast his commander, while Patrick pays 2 into his Cur Keep to create a Kobold token. Patrick draws, misses his land drop, and passes. Fog just draws and plays a Forge for turn. Foil also misses his land drop, but pays 3 to cast a Vizier of the Scorpion, which amasses 1 zombie when he enters play. He then goes to combat, swinging his Murderous Rider Patrick, who blocks with his Kobold token before passing turn. Martin plays a tapped Temple of Triumph for turn, which has him scrying 1 card, which he keeps on top of his library. He then pays 3 and casts Tajik, Legion's Edge, which triggers his commander, creating him a 4/4 Golem token. Martin then goes to combat, swinging his 3 available creatures at Patrick, who in response creates another Kobold token to block his commander, but still ends up taking 5 damage. Patrick draws and then pays 2 to foretell a card of his own. Fog plays a Carplusian Force for turn and then takes the 1 damage in order to tap out and cast his commander Ghired, who creates him a Rhino token when he enters play. Foil just draws for turn and passes. Martin draws for turn and then goes straight to combat, swinging all of his creatures at Patrick, taking him down to 23 life. Second main, Martin casts Angelic Captain, which triggers his commander, creating him a Golem token. Patrick draws and then pays 2 to cast a Ruby Medallion, before he then pays 1 to cast a Mizzy Mortars in order to destroy Martin's Tajik. Fog draws for turn and then casts a Dauntless Escort, as well as casting a Harmonic Prodigy. He then goes to combat, swinging his commander Patrick and his Rhino token to Martin. This then triggers his commander, and he creates another tapped and attacking Rhino token, sending him at Foil. This also triggers his Harmonic Prodigy, which gives him a second not attacking Rhino token. Foil double blocks with 2 of his creatures, which kills 1 of Fog's Rhinos and puts his Murderous Rider on the bottom of his library. On his end step, Foil flashes in a Liliana's Standard Bearer in order to draw 2 cards, and casts a Village Reich, sacrificing the Standard Bearer in order to draw 2 more cards. Foil still doesn't get a land, so he pays 2 to cast a Night's Whisper, drawing 2 more cards and losing 2 life. Martin plays a tapped Inspiring Vantage for turn and then goes to combat, swinging his Angel in the Arid Fog while he swings other 4 creatures at Patrick. Second main, Martin casts a Lorehold Apprentice, creating himself another Golem token, before he then casts a Swiftblade Vindicator, which creates him a second Golem token. Patrick misses another land drop, so he decides to just pay 4 and cast his Quakebringer from Foretell. Fog loses the life in order to help cast his General Marhal Elch Dragon, before he then pays the 1 in order to equip him with the Swiftfoot boots. He then goes to combat and swings his commander Patrick once again, while he swings his 2 available Rhinos at Martin. This then triggers his commander, giving me another attacking Rhino that he sends at Martin, as well as his Prodigy, giving me a 4th Rhino. Foil draws and then finally hits his 4th land, which allows him to cast a really late Endless Ranks of the Dead. Martin draws for turn and then casts a Justice Strike, targeting Fog's Dauntless Escort, and in response, Fog sacks the Escort in order to make his creatures indestructible until end of turn. Martin then goes to combat and once again swings the Angel at Fog for 2 damage, while he swings all of his Golems and his Swiftblade at Foil, who doesn't block and goes down to 22 life. Martin then cracks his Sunbaked Canyon to draw another card, and on Patrick's upkeep, each of his opponents lose 2 life while he then draws for turn. Patrick then casts a Dragon Fodder, creating 2 Goblin tokens. Fog draws for turn and then pays a life to help cast Marissi, Breaker of the Coil, before he then goes to combat. Fog then swings his commander and a Rhino token at Patrick, 2 tokens at Martin, and another token at Foil. This then creates him another non-attacking Rhino off the Prodigy, as well as another Rhino token that he has coming in attacking Foil. This then is enough damage to take Patrick out of the game. Everybody else then realizes, with everyone's creatures being goaded, Fog controlling an army of Rhino tokens, and nobody having answers in hand, that it's best to just scoop the game up to Fog. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe so you can see more games and decks you wouldn't normally see in your average meta.